from the local station. This is Weather Authority Weekday.
Well, hello, happy hump day. This is the Weather Authority Weekday show, and I am meteorologist Michelle McCormick. Good to be with you. Wow, we have been watching some wacky weather across our area, as well as this hurricane, Hurricane Melissa. We talked a lot about this yesterday upon landfall in Jamaica at about 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon near New Hope as a Category 5. Extremely strong, powerful, dangerous Category 5 storm with winds up to 185 miles per hour. The millibars were down to 892, which is almost, it's in the top 5. I'm going to show you a list in just a moment. But then a second landfall this morning at 3:10 a.m. Eastern time along the southern border of the eastern side of Cuba. I got this wrong earlier today, but it was Chivirico. And yeah, we haven't seen much from Cuba yet, but now the storm is moving offshore. You can look here at the satellite, and it's now a Category 2 storm as of the 8 o'clock advisory. So definitely starting to weaken, still very strong. Winds are at 105 mile per hour as it moving into the islands of the southern Bahamas, like Exuma and some of those other islands in the central and southern part. But what I want to show you on this graphic, which is why I'm lingering on it a little bit, is Haiti. If you look at the bottom center of your screen, they're still getting a tremendous amount of heavy rains and these outer bands and this tail end of this very powerful hurricane. I'm certain Melissa will be retired beyond this hurricane season. They'll have to come up with a different female M name, but I still see Haiti and even portions of the Dominican Republic still getting a lot of rain under a tropical storm warning, and Jamaica seems to be mostly clear. Yeah, Francine has a question.
Remind me, which is the dirty side of the sun?
The upper right-hand quadrant. So where you see the spinning motion when it stops right there, if you look at the very end of it and the kind of like the 2 o'clock position, 1 o'clock position, if we're looking at a clock up there, that's going to be kind of that dirty side. So what is the track looking like right now? Well, the track for Melissa at the 8 o'clock advisory has it as a Category 2 storm moving towards the Bahamas, through the Caribbean, passing through the Bahamas and over the Bahamas Wednesday by this afternoon, and into the open Atlantic by Thursday early morning. Now, it's going to be offshore from us, which is just going to increase our already high rip current risk. I will be interested to see if the National Weather Service extends our rip current high risk, which is until 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll see if they increase it, just because this will be offshore and the waves have nowhere to go but back towards the land. So increasing our opportunities for rip currents. And then the track has not changed much because there's the steering factor of the cold front that pushed through here on Monday, the one that's pushing through here today, really just pushing this thing in that current track right there towards, sadly, Bermuda, which, you know, this is the third Cat 5 of the season, the first one to hit land in quite some time. We haven't had 3 Cat 5 storms in one season since 2005, which is the year of Katrina, Wilma. So yeah, moving towards Bermuda. The first 2, of course, didn't make landfall. All right, so let's talk about the most intense hurricanes on record. The most intense one is Wilma from 2005, a W storm at 882 millibars. Gilbert, 1988, 888. Labor Day from 1935, this was before they had names, 892, which tied Melissa in 2025. And then Rita from 2005, another storm from 2005. You know, fun fact about 2005 storms, 20 years ago, 5 retired names. Compared to last year, we had 3, but this year, of 2005, we had 5 retired names, and all of them were extremely dangerous. Now, it's been a long time since a Category 5 storm has hit land. Most make Category 5 like they get there in strength, but a lot will decrease as they approach land, except this one did not. So I wanted to kind of remind everybody too, this is what we put back out in April from NOAA on the hurricane predictions, and the April forecast had 13 to 19 named storms. Well, we're on 13. They had 6 to 10 of them being hurricanes. We pretty much reached that. And major storms, 3 to 5. We've had 3 Category 5 storms already. So their predictions are pretty much spot on. The total last year named storms, you can see here, was 14. We're at 13. We don't want another storm. We have just about 30 days left of hurricane season. It ends November 30th. So let's see if we can get through the next several weeks without anything. There might be something brewing in the Caribbean yet again, but we're many, many, many days out from that. For the next 7 days, we're going to focus right here on our backyard. All right, yesterday, let's talk about yesterday. 66 degrees was our average, was our high yesterday under a huge blanket of clouds. It kind of socked us in all day, that mistiness, that kind of chill, that wet. It was humid and icky. Right now it's 61 degrees, so we're already close to what the high was yesterday. Now, we have a break in the clouds today. I know we're going to see some sunshine at some point today. We have another pass coming through, a frontal passage coming through. It's going to bring in some warmer temperatures in front of it, and it's looking pretty nice right now at the beach. Here in Jacksonville Beach, we are seeing some sunshine, so at least the beaches area is getting some light and sun. Not a lot of folks walking on the beach, though. It's a little chilly here, too, at 63 with a wind out of the north-northwest, and that wind is keeping our rip current risk up high, as well as our coastal flood advisory. Here's the Doctors Lake Marina. Right now it's low tide. High tide rolls around this afternoon, so I'm going to get to the tides, but coastal flood advisory expected to expire 1 a.m. tomorrow. This might likely be extended as well. The full moon is coming on November 5th, and the astronomical high tides this time of year tend to increase the tide heights along the river in the areas that are typical to flooding. So that coastal flood advisory may be extended, as well as that high rip current risk extending as well. Right now it's just for Northeast Florida. Here's your tide charts. High tide rolls around again this afternoon for the beach at 2:30, and for the St. Johns River, high tide is this afternoon at 3:30. Richard's really good about talking about the river and the tides and those areas that are prone to minor tidal flooding. So tune in at 4 o'clock for Richard's update on that. All right, current temperatures, we are warming up nicely. We started out in the mid-50s today, so about 10 degrees cooler this morning than we were this time yesterday morning. Here's the difference a day makes, and right now we're kind of evening out. Now, the good thing about this temperature change 24 hours ago, see where some say 0 and some are a little on the warmer side, like the airport says a 1 next to it. We're going to see that increase throughout the day. We're going to make it about 10 degrees warmer than we were yesterday. So that's the good news. Now, Futurecast showing you what is the steering factor. So you see Hurricane Melissa down there on the right-hand corner of your screen. And that's going to make its trek towards Bermuda. And then you have the cold front that's coming through tonight. So this is at 10:45 Thursday. This is the GFS. And it's just going to push that hurricane offshore. So nice steering pattern coming off the coast of the continental U.S., the CONUS, leaving behind for us some absolutely lovely weather. And there's that area of high pressure right behind it, which I always call happy weather when you see high, happy. Leaving behind sunny, crisp, lovely, perfect weather as we move into the next several days. So that's the good news there. All right, so our hourly forecast like this, we're going to shape up nicely, warming up into that mid 70 degree range, which will feel quite nice compared to yesterday, which again was just kind of sticky, icky. And then tonight, check out these lows. So that cold front's going to allow that air to sink on in and down to the ground and cool us down by another 10 degrees. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, some areas, especially on the west side of 295, will be in the upper 40s. Yeah, upper 40s. This is about 10 degrees cooler than we should be for this time of year. Inland temperatures will be around 50 around the St. Johns River Basin and I-95, and beaches a little warmer in the upper 50s. So as we look ahead to our Halloween boo-cast, told you I had a boo-cast. She's like laughing at me. I'm like, I have a boo-cast.
I love it.
Thank you, I do too. I think they're so cute. Look at the dog with
Oh my God.
I know, is this not the cutest thing ever? Oh, today's National Cat Day. Yeah, Snapjacks. Send us your Snapjacks. I have a great cat I love named Peanut, but we also have a black cat that we take care of. We fondly call her Black Kitty. But that's why I like to use black kitties in some of the stuff that I use here. But the Friday Halloween boo-cast is quite pleasant. Your ghosts and goblins will not sweat in their polyester costumes this year. You may have to layer underneath your Spider-Man costumes and your princesses, just because it might be a little chilly for some. By 7 o'clock, cool and clear with 57-degree temperatures. And once the sun sets, it's going to go down even further into the mid-50s. So all in all, quite a nice evening for Halloween. Even if you just sit out in your driveway and give away candy, if that's your version of Halloween with a nice drink by your side in your lawn chair, it's still going to be a pretty pleasant night. All right. Something about a game this weekend, Francine?
Oh, I didn't know.
Florida, Georgia's in town, folks. If you hadn't heard yet, welcome. Used to be called the biggest, largest cocktail party. Now it's just RV City. But it is the last year for 2 years that the Florida, Georgia game will be held here at Everbank Stadium. And honestly, we're going out with a smile because it is going to be absolutely perfectly gorgeous weather for a football game. Plenty of sun, plenty of crisp air. It's going to feel very fall-like. People are going to be coming dressed as their favorite Florida Gator or Georgia Bulldog. And I just think it's going to be a perfect day. Bring your sunscreen. Even though it's going to be a little crisp and a little cool, you can still burn, especially in the bank. If you sit on the east side, it just like hits you like in the face. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm always about the sunscreen. All right, so here's our 7-day forecast. We got here. See, there's another black cat, Francine. I love my black cats on their pumpkins. This one cracks me up because he blinks. He's so cute. Anyway, like I was saying, 76 degrees for our high today, dropping down into the 50s overnight. Tomorrow, not as warm, but more sunshine. And I said this earlier today, and I will stand by it every time. I will take the sunshine and the cold air any day. Don't give me sun and hot, and it gets a little hot, but don't give me cold and gloomy like yesterday. That's you're cold all day. You just can't warm up. It's like bone chilling cold. So give me sunshine and cold air. I'm your girl. So then Friday is Halloween, looking good. Now Saturday morning, so I have 44 as the low on here from Friday night into Saturday on the staggered forecast there. Could see our first frost of fall, frosty fall forecast. I think I'm going to write a quick story about that. So tune in to News4JAX.com for that. And then Saturday we have the football forecast. Okay, but I've been remiss to leave out what's happening on Sunday, and it's fall back. So there's a couple things about falling back on Sunday morning. Fun fact, I used to do radio back in the day, and I did it on this night that always we had to fall back, and that was like an extra hour of work. But then we sprang forward and I lost an hour of work. But anyway, this year we fall back on Sunday morning, so 2 a.m. becomes 1 a.m. You get an extra hour of sleep, or if you're out and about and it's last call, you get an extra hour. I think bars stay open an extra hour. What, do you know if they do on fallback? I
have never tested.
Let me know. Will you send me an email at mmccormick@WJXT.com if bars stay open an extra hour, because at 2 o'clock it's really 1 o'clock? I've always wanted to know.
We will find
We digress big time on the streaming show here. The bad news about falling back is we lose that extra hour of daylight. So sunset on Sunday is sadly 5:30 in the afternoon. But you'll probably be home watching your favorite football team, the Jags, and they're in Vegas, so the game starts at 4, and then by halftime it'll be dark. Woo woo. All right, folks. Well, temperatures stay very pleasant over the next several days with plenty of sunshine as that area of high pressure really does dominate. Anyway, enough of me. I am Michelle McCormick, and this was Weather Authority Weekday Show, and I truly, really hope you have an amazing rest of your week. It's hump day. Enjoy it and make it a great one. We'll see you back here at noon, though. Have a good one.
See why every day more people are choosing News4JAX, Northeast Florida and South Georgia's #1 source for local news.